Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Coders Arcade. In our earlier video, we learned about the standard data types, strings, lists and tuples. In today's video, we will be learning about one more standard data type in Python, which are dictionaries. And we will also see some operations related to dictionaries, and we will also look into some built-in methods and functions related to dictionaries in Python. So what are dictionaries now? Python's dictionaries are kind of hash table type. They work like associative arrays or hashes found in Perl and consist of key value pairs. A dictionary key can be almost any Python type, but are usually numbers or strings. Values, on the other hand, can be any arbitrary Python object. Dictionaries are enclosed by curly braces and values can be assigned and accessed using the square braces. So let us move on to PyCharm and look how actually dictionaries are. I am going to my PyCharm. So here you can see that this is an example of a dictionary. The name is dict1 and these are the keys, name, and these are the values, Harry. Name is one key, emp.code or employee code is one key, and department DEPT is another key, and this Harry, this number and this accounts are the values. So each key in a dictionary is separated from its value by a colon. As you can see here, this colon separates the key value pair. The items are separated by commas, as you can see here. This is one item, key value pair. This is another item, key value pair, and these two are separated by a comma. Similarly, these two are separated with the help of this comma, and the whole dictionary is written in between curly braces. An empty dictionary without any items is written with just two curly braces, as you can see here. This is another dictionary which is dict0 and it is empty and it is written by only using curly braces. Keys are unique within a dictionary while values may not be. What I mean to say is, the values of a dictionary can be of any type, but the keys must be of an immutable data type such as strings, numbers or tuples. As you can see here, the value here is a string, this is a number which is an integer value, and this is another string. So the keys always in dictionaries must be of an immutable data type such as strings, numbers, or it can also be a tuple. So now let us check certain operations with dictionaries. If I want to assign some key value pairs to this dictionary dict0, I can do it by this line of code. You can see here what I have done is I have written the name of my dictionary and then I have assigned one key which is 1. And you carefully look at the syntax of how to assign it. I have given square brackets and inside it I have defined this key inside a string. The key is 1 and it will have this value which is first value, and again I have assigned another key which is named 2 and it will have this value which is second value. So this is a key value pair. The key is 1 and the value is first value. This is another key value pair which is 2 and the value is second value. And in this dictionary you have name and Harry as one key value pair, employee code and this certain number as one key value pair, and department and accounts as the third key value pair. Now if I check whether this dictionary has been updated or not, I can do it by this line of code. You can see here, I will just remove this comment for you. You can see what I am trying to do is I am printing the key 1 of this dictionary 0 or dict0. Now let me run this program for you. I am running it. Now you can see when I am printing the key 1, it actually prints the value associated with it. The value is first value, as you saw here. This is the first value. Now, if I want to print this key, which is 2, it will give us the output second value. Now, for this, I have written this code already. I will just remove this. And now, if I run my program, you can see that the value associated with the key 2 has been printed, which is second value. Now, if I want to print the entire dictionary, which was earlier empty, but I have 2 new key value pairs, what I can do is I can print my entire dictionary like this. I will remove this comment and you can see print dict 0. Now, if I run my program, you can see that the entire dictionary has been printed. The first key value pair is 1 and first value, and the second key value pair is 2 and second value. Now, let me show you some operations in this dictionary 1. So, what if I try to print this key? Then it will give me this value, which is 3209791. To print this key, I can use this code. You can see here, I will remove this comment for you. Print dict1, and inside square brackets I have written the key employee code in quotes. Now, if I run my program, you can see that the number 3209791 has been printed. So, this is how you can do it. Now, suppose if I try to print a key which is not present inside the dictionary, we will encounter an error. Let me show you how that is done. Here you can see that I am trying to print a key in dictionary 1, which is section. But as you can see in this dictionary 1, there is no key called section. Now, when I try to run this program code, what will happen is I will get an error. The error is, you can see, key error, because this key section is not present in this dictionary 1. So, this is how you can find out errors while working with dictionaries. Now, let me delete all these lines of code so that I can show you some other operations. Here you can see I have created another dictionary which is dict2, and it has this key value pairs: name Harry, age 8 and class 2nd. Now, here, as simple as the earlier cases, I will print these keys for you. The first key is the name and the second key is the class. So, when I run my program now, I should get name as Harry, which is the value for it, and class as 2nd, which is the value associated with the class key. I will run it for you now. You can see that name key produces Harry, which is the value, and the class key produces the value 2nd. Now, let me show you how to update a key value pair inside a dictionary. So, here you can see that I have already written certain codes for you. The first one is, what I am doing is I am trying to change the value associated with the age key to 7. It has age key as the value 8. Now, I am trying to update it to 7. After that, what I am trying to do is I am trying to add another key value pair, which is school and the name of the school. For this, I have this line of code, which is dict2, the key or the new key school. I have assigned the value, which is a string. It is a name, say MVM school. Now, if I try to print the age key and the school key, let me show you what happens. I have already updated this too. Now, I will show you by running it. Before that, let me remove this comment. Now, you can see that I am trying to print dictionary 2 key age and the dictionary, it should be 2 actually, 2 key school. Now, let me run the program and show it to you. You can see that when I tried to print dict2 key age and the dict2 key school, I got the age as 7 and the school name is MVM School. So what it means is I updated a new key value pair, which is this school and MVM School, and I updated the value associated with the key age to 7. So now the value has got updated, therefore you are getting 7 here. But if I print the value here, say print dict2 and then age, and now if I run my program, you will see that in this line of code the age will be associated with the value 8. I am running it for you. You can see in this line of code the age is 8, but as soon as it got updated here in this line, then the 7 gets printed here when I was trying to print the key age. So this is how you work with dictionaries. Now that you know how to work with certain operations in dictionaries, let us move on to the built-in dictionary functions and methods, which will give you a proper idea how to actually write programs using dictionaries in Python. Here you can see these are the built-in dictionary methods and functions, which are, I have highlighted it for you. This is len, this is str, then the third one is keys, the fourth one is values, the fifth one is copy, or you can call it shallow copy, and then you have the update one, and then you have the delete function, you have the clear one, and this type one is actually common to every data type, so I will show you at last. Now let me start with this built-in dictionary functions and methods. Here you can see that I have a dictionary dict2 which has this certain key value pairs, name Harry, age 8 and class second. Now let me show you how to use the len function here. So if I print len of dict2, I should get the total number of key value pairs. In this case it is 3, as you can see here. There are 3 key value pairs. So I am running it for you now. As you can see here, the output is 3. So this is the use of the len function. Then we have the second one, which is str. Now if we print str dict2, it will provide a string representation of the key value pairs inside the dictionary. So now I am running it for you. Here you can see that it provides a string representation of the current dictionary. The third one, if you want to know what all keys are associated with a certain dictionary, you can use the keys method. So I will show you how to use it. I will delete this comment, and you can see here, after writing the name of the dictionary, if you use the dot operator and then if you use the keys method, you can actually print the keys associated with a certain dictionary. Here in this case the dictionary is dict2, so now I have written print dict2.keys and followed by this parenthesis. You have to remember this parenthesis. Now let me run this for you. Here you can see that it displays the keys associated with the dictionary 2, dict_keys, and in the list you can see that name, age and class, the 3 keys here, have been printed on the console. Similarly, if you want to know the values inside a dictionary, then instead of keys you can use the values. So this is how to do it. I will just remove this comment. You can see here dict2.values followed by the parenthesis. Now if I run this again, you will get the values here. You can see dict_values, and the values are Harry, 8 and second. Here Harry, 8 and second. Now let me go on to the next method, which is copy method. So here what I have done is I have created another dictionary dict3, where actually I am copying the contents of dictionary 2 into dict3. So how to do it? We have to do it by using the dot copy method. What it will do is it will produce a shallow copy of the elements inside this dictionary dict2 into the dict3 variable or the dictionary. Then if I print this dict3, you can find that it actually has all the data inside this dictionary. I am running it for you now. Here you can see that when I am printing dict3, I am getting this result, which is actually the exact shallow copy of my dictionary 2. Now let me show you the next method. Before that, let me delete all this so that you don't get confused. Okay, now let me show you the next method, which is the update method. For that, what I have done is I have created another dictionary, which is dict4, and it has two key value pairs, which is roll number 6 and school NPS. Now I will use the update method. What I have done is I will actually update the key value pairs in dictionary 4 into my dictionary 3, which already has the values in dictionary 2. Now let me show you how to do that. What I have done is I have written dict3.update. Inside the parenthesis, I have given the dictionary 4. What it will do is inside the dictionary 3, it will update these two key value pairs. You will understand because here I have printed dictionary 3, which has this key value pairs, and when I print dictionary 3 again, it will have the updated key value pairs from the dictionary 4. Let me show you. For that, I have to print my dictionary 3. I am running it for you now so that you can get a better idea. As you can see in the console, this is the output. I will show you what actually happened. When I printed dictionary 3 here, because of this copy method, it copied the contents of dictionary 2 and it created this dictionary 3, which has this key value pairs now. Then what I did was I created another dictionary dict4 with this two key value pairs, roll number 6 and school NPS. And then when I use the update method, I updated dictionary 3 with the dictionary 4 key value pairs here. Then now when I am printing my dictionary 3, what happened is with this key value pairs, I got this key value pairs added together. So this is how the dictionary 3 got updated. Here you can see this was the earlier dictionary 3, and finally this is the updated dictionary 3, which got this key value pairs from the dictionary 4. So this is about the update method. Now let me go on to the delete method. With the delete method, you can delete any keys from a dictionary. Let me show you how. Suppose I want to delete this name key from my dictionary 2. What I can do is I can use the delete keyword and call my dictionary 2 and give the name of the key. So with this line of code, I can delete the name key from my dictionary 2. Now when I print my dictionary 2 and try to access my name key, I will show you what actually happens. I am running it for you now. Here you can see that it says key error name because I deleted the name key from my dictionary 2. Now I will just comment this part out and I will show you. If I print my dictionary 2 now, then it will not have this name key. I am running it for you now. Now you can see that the dictionary 2 does not have the name key, it only has the is key and the class key. So this is a use of the delete method. And again, you can also delete a complete dictionary with the help of the delete method. I will show you how to do it. You can see here, this del dict2 will delete the complete dictionary. First of all, let me delete this lines of code. Here you can see this delete dict2 will actually delete the complete dictionary which is available here. Now after this line of code, if I try to print my dictionary 2, I will encounter an error. Let me show you what happens. After deleting my dictionary 2, I am trying to print my dictionary 2 here. I will run it for you now. You can see that here I deleted my dictionary 2, then I was trying to print my dictionary 2. Here it says line 16 in module. This is the line 16, you can see. Line 16 has print dictionary 2. This line has an error. What is the error? The error is name error, and it says name dict2 is not defined. What it means is actually I deleted the dictionary, therefore in the memory the dictionary 2 is not available. So this is how you can delete a dictionary. I will delete these 2 lines of code for you now, and I will next move on to the clear method. What the clear method does is it actually clears all the key value pairs inside a dictionary. So when I use the clear method, I will show you what will actually happen. Here you can see this is the line of code for that. dict2.clear method actually deletes all the key value pairs inside this dictionary 2. Now if all the key value pairs inside a dictionary are cleared, then what will be left behind inside the dictionary? The dictionary will actually now be an empty dictionary. Now let me print my dictionary 2 after this and show you how it will look like. I am deleting this comment, and here you can see here I use the clear method, and then I am trying to print my dictionary 2. Now let me run the program for you. Here you can see after clearing my dictionary 2, when I am trying to print my dictionary 2, it actually gives me an empty dictionary. So this is the use of the clear method. And finally, if you want to know the type as it is with many other data types, with the help of type function, you can also check it for dictionaries. I will take any dictionary here, say dict3, and then when I print type of dictionary 3, and if I run my program now, you will find that it belongs to the class dictionary, as you can see in the console here. So this is about dictionaries and some built-in dictionary functions and methods in Python.
So this is all about this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video, and if you like it, then tell us in the comment section below. If you have any doubts, then post them in the comment section. I will definitely try to clear those doubts. Also, like, share and subscribe to our channel Coders Arcade and press the bell icon so that you will get a notification when we post a new video. Thank you. Happy learning.